What is going on, Freedom Fam? I'm coming at you once again from the Grand Design National Owners Rally in Goshen, Indiana. And I got a fun day planned. One of the things you can do while you're at the rally, one of the excursions, is actually a tour of the factory. So I'm walking over to where I'm going to catch a bus to head to the factory, and these are pretty hot ticket items. You have to wait in line to try and get one of these because they're limited on how many people they can take. They do them each day, and then you get to choose which RV line you want to go take a tour of the factory of. So I chose the Imagine, since that's what we have, and a new line of Imagines coming out, a mini line of Imagines called the AIM, Imagine AIM, A-I-M. And I believe what that stood for was Adventure in Motion. I'll verify that, but I'm wondering if that's going to be a part of this factory tour. So I'm going to take you along and see what I find out. No matter what, it's going to be really fun to see how they make these things. So let's go. Well, I was expecting school buses, and in typical Grand Design fashion, we're going in style. Looks like we got some more swag. I'm guessing this is gonna have our safety vest and safety glasses in it, which are required on the tours. Ooh. Alright, so I just got back to the rally from the plant tour of the Imagine. As you saw, I got some cool swag. New hat, which is awesome. Wow. If you have any doubt of the quality of Grand Design, you have to go on one of these tours. They have so much pride in their process and their product. It is incredible. We were able to take photos and videos while there. However, because a lot of their processes are proprietary methods, the way they do things, we're not allowed to share anything from the inside of the factory on social media. So, won't be able to share actual tour footage, but some exciting stuff. So, while we were there, they had a whole line of the 3210 BHs, which, if you follow Wandering Weekends, that is the RV that they had the prototype of. So I was able to get inside of one of those and show you some of that footage now, but you'll see that some of the things that they had recommended or thought might be changing were changed. The things that I remember right offhand: side window on the slide out in the living space. They did get rid of that window so they could expand the cabinets out further, so you have a bit more extra storage there. They did do the floor to ceiling extra storage space in the bathroom, which was awesome. They left the window over the bunkhouse, which I know Wandering Weekends had mentioned them possibly getting rid of that. They left that in. I don't see a problem with it being there. I thought it was pretty nice. They did add the extra window in the very back, which is also really cool. So yeah, overall it's a pretty cool trailer. Alicia and I have talked about how we probably would have actually gone with that floor plan over the 3250. It's just got a more openness to it. It's only got the 2 slides, but the slides are longer. It doesn't have a slide in the bunkhouse, but it does have the extra door in the back of the bunkhouse, so you can actually store stuff while you're on the move, which is really nice. We end up putting stuff like Torlei's bike right inside the front door. It's just kind of in the way when we go to set up at a new location. We have to get everything pulled out of the way to get to the slides, get the slides out and everything. So it would be really nice to have that extra storage space just in the back in the bunkhouse out of the way. And then, yeah, it's got all that extra seating. The way we're set up right now in the 3250, there's seating for Alicia and I, but there's not a good spot for Torlei to sit with us in the living room. Some of the other people were complaining about the little TV in it, which that doesn't bother us. We'd much rather have the extra space and have a tiny TV. Sorry, it is really bright here. And I know people don't like me wearing my sunglasses when I'm recording, so you have to deal with me squinting. But we rarely watch TV, hardly ever turn it on. And like we've talked about previous, we're rarely even in the RV except either bad weather where we have no choice or to sleep. So we like to just hang out as a family. So having that extra seating and space to hang out, sit together, there's floor space where we can play with Tourlai more. Just really like that. It doesn't have the island like we have in the 3250, but it does have the extra counter space. It's got the coffee bar area, which they've talked about, which would be great for us because we do bring our espresso machine with us, and it takes up a fair amount of space. So just having a dedicated spot over there onto the side where we can keep that and not use any of our usable cooking space would be really nice. So there are definitely things we like about the 3210, and like I said, we probably would have taken preference of that over the 3250 if it had been in production when we were in the market. But if we were to wait for that to come out, we'd be 8 months behind schedule, six or 8 months behind schedule of getting on the road. So yeah, the other really exciting stuff is that I did get some more information on the AIM line that's coming out. So they're going to be, as you can see here, they do have a couple already built. I'm not sure if they're prototypes or if those are the production model or what. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go and look at them. I'm assuming since they were just sitting outside there, getting some footage of those and posting that is fine. Sorry, Grand Design, if it's not. I'm trying to respect your guys' wishes because I love you guys. But we're really excited about these little AIM trailers. Alicia and I have talked about in the future, once Tourlai's older, and this whole life of traveling and freedom is something we really like. And once Tourlai's out of the house, we probably will be downsizing significantly if it's just Alicia and I. Woo, wind. And I think these are a great potential. The reason they were kind of building these is to get into the mini market. It's kind of a hot thing right now. You got your little like R pods and little Jaycos and stuff like that, and it's really nice because you can tow them with SUVs. So Grand Design just doesn't really have anything like that right now. That's the below 4,000 pounds. So that's what this line is going to be. So their information I did get on it was just exciting because in doing some research, there's nothing about them anywhere online as far as I can tell. So little inside scoop here. There's going to be 4 different floor plans available, weighing anywhere from, I think I said just below 3,500 pounds on up to about 4,000 pounds. One of the floor plans, which is the ones that we saw outside, is going to have a single slide unit on it. Besides that, we don't have much information. Yeah, like I said, it's meant to be towed with a smaller vehicle for people that are just wanting to kind of dabble in, slowly work their way into the RV world. There's nothing really available in the Grand Design lines for that, where you don't have to make a big commitment of getting a truck, buying a big unit, get used to driving a trailer, so it's their way of kind of getting people at a lower price point. Once people are in with Grand Design, you're in. I mean, this place is incredible. They take care of their customers. On the way over there, they were talking about how they're one of the only companies that the customer is the customer. A lot of other manufacturers, the RV retailer is the customer, since they're the ones receiving the RVs, and any customer service issues get referred to the dealer rather than back to the manufacturer, whereas Grand Design views us, the customer, as the customer. They take care of the dealers. They still view them as customers as well, but the different employees we've talked to all talk about how that's one of the big things when they join the company is it doesn't matter where you're at, who you are. If you're a Grand Design employee and you are talking to a customer and they have an issue with their trailer, and it's within reason that it's not something they did out of like massive neglect or anything like that, you take care of the customer. That is something that is told to all of the employees at Grand Design. So it's one of those things that gives you a lot of faith in a company, that they view us as people, you know, like we're not just a dollar sign to them. They take a lot of pride in what they do. Speaking of pride in what they do, one thing that I didn't know about them is 50% of their workforce there at the plants is actually Amish. And that's one of the reasons they do the tours right around noontime, because they all get to work at 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and then they're done by noon, because they all have field work that they have to get to for the rest of the day. So it's a really cool process, the way they do everything. Everything on the trailer is done by hand. There's no factory involved. All of the units are built by hand, stage by stage by stage. There's like 15 to 20 stages that the trailer goes through as it's being built, and each stage has a very assigned thing that it's getting done. So it's kind of an assembly line process, but it's all by hand. And each stage, they have between 8 to 10 minutes to get their part done before it moves on to the next stage and gets their part done. So it's, like I said, about a 20-point stage, each stage taking about 10 minutes. So, but yeah, they built all the cabinetry right there. Everything is hand built. You can see the different stages where it's all assembled onto the unit, but next to that is where they actually build every piece by hand. And they really emphasize how they don't cut corners on anything. There are a lot of ways that they could save money and become a more profitable company, but they take so much pride in their product that they're not willing to do that, which does put them in a little bit higher price point, but it's worth it. I mean, it's worth paying that extra bit of money to know you have the security of a product well done that they will stand behind. That's one of the things that sold us on Grand Design, and they talked about it right there on the tour too, is they're one of the only people that their product is geared towards full time. It in no way voids the warranty. If you live in your trailer 365 days a year, that's what they're built for. So they're built for quality, they're built to be lived in. So you just have that confidence when you buy a Grand Design. So overall, just an amazing day. I wish I could show you footage of the inside of the plant and the process, but obviously I don't want to risk showing anything that I'm not allowed to. So if you have a Grand Design, you come to the rally, absolutely take the plant tour. It is so eye-opening. If you don't have a Grand Design, if you're in the market for an RV, you gotta check them out. You gotta do your research. Before we ever purchased, and when we were talking about going full-time, it was, hands down overwhelming. What everyone says is to get a Grand Design because they stand behind their product, especially for full-timers. And we've noticed that here. Everyone is amazing, and they're doing everything they can. Like the service techs going around fixing things for free at the rally. You get 3 or 4 service repairs while you're here that you can have the techs come around and fix for free at the rally. So yeah, I can't talk them up enough. Any hype that I'm laying on you will be fulfilled. So you don't have to worry about it being overhyped and you're gonna be disappointed in them. So if you're in the market, if you have any questions about Grand Design, any of the models that I've looked at or talked about, drop them in the comments down below. If you have any questions about full-time RVing, what it's like, drop those down there too. We're here to help other people to live this just incredible dream that we're getting to live, this full-time travel adventure experience. So yeah, let us know how we can help you.